Stefan Edberg.
It's true. He's serving high. 73% is a good high percentage for Edberg, but there's not a lot behind those serves. He isn't winning off of those serves as much as we're used to seeing from him.
Sanchez serving first game of the match. Well, one thing's for sure, and the bad news for Sanchez is that there's a lot of room for improvement in Edberg's game.
I expect that this is going to be a very pro-Sanchez crowd tonight. There's an awful lot of Spanish-speaking people down here in this area, and tonight I have the feeling they're not only going to be verbally noisy, but I've already heard some cowbells clanging, which is a South African salute. Hear that a lot in Davis Cup when we go down to Argentina or Chile.
South American salute. I just have a feeling that it's going to be a tough night for this man. It's been a great tournament for him so far, but Edberg is just playing awfully fine tennis. Sanchez beat Martin Heite in the quarterfinal and Lendl before that.
Didn't do enough with those 2 volleys he had. Edberg found some room for a pass.
3 break points first game of the match. Brad Gilbert, a victim of Javier Sanchez. That's Emilio's brother. It's been a very good week for them so far. To get to the final of this tournament, he's worth 94,200, but he's already made nearly 50. Ace number 1 for Sanchez. He gets that ball over his left shoulder, Mary, and then he serves those aces because he will normally hit it into the backhand side, but he whips it into the forehand pretty effectively sometimes. Still break point. Edberg over Carl Stieb, and then Jaka Plasek in a close match. Very close match. 3 tiebreakers. That's long. Mishit on the forehand volley, but doesn't hurt Edberg. He has broken in the first game.
Yes. Her name is Annette Olsen. Stefan Edberg of Sweden is the top-seeded player left in the tournament here at the Lipton for 1990. This is semi-final day. Our final round of coverage here. Stefan Edberg beat Roger Smith, got to the second round of the tournament over Kelly Everenden, and then Mansdorf, Carl Stieb of West Germany, Mansdorf of Israel, and Hlasek of Switzerland. You see those 3 tiebreakers, 6-7, 7-6, 7-6. Been a tough road to hoe for him. I was going to say, you can see the struggles he's had right from the start.
Says a lot for his comfort on this court that he can serve and volley first and second serve and still get through.
Beautiful slashing volley from Edberg. He drew a weak return off that backhand side. And he'll climb all over that side of Sanchez's.
With 3/4 pace first serves if necessary, I think. We'll see. But that's the thing that Sanchez has got to do, try and come over the ball on the return. If he just chips it back, then Edberg's going to be all over him. Sanchez over Lawson Duncan in the first round that he played. It was the second round of the tournament because the seeded players, of course, all got byes in this tournament. Then Horst Skoff of Austria, Ivan Lendl, the #1 seed, and then Martin Heite in straight sets. Heite from Argentina. Break point. Good lob from Sanchez because Edberg's a tall man with a rubber reach. I'm not sure, Mary, that there's anybody in tennis that gets into the net closer after his serve. In tennis, I think he's better than anybody.
He's got the perfect serve to get him in close. You know, he's got that motion, the big kick. Gives him a fraction of a second more time than most. Ooh, another missed forehand volley, but that low one twice in this game has cost him points. So another look at a break for Emilio after being broken the first game himself.
Closing in again well, Edberg. The interesting thing is that Sanchez is going through with topspin on the backhand side on the return. So that takes away this slice where the ball gets up. Nevertheless, Edberg, as you can see, getting that close to the net that he gets the angle on the volley.
Punched it long. I still think both these guys have to get used to the night conditions a little bit. Some Swedish fans there, as you can see.
Magic of television. They see it in Melbourne. It becomes a reality here.
Again, very successful going to that backhand side and throwing the error. Not the error, but the weak reply.
You'll see him go to the forehand a few times, but that'll just be for a change-up. Otherwise, he'll direct his attack to the weaker side.
Edberg's not a big fan of night tennis. Last year at the U.S. Open, he was upset in a night match by Jimmy Connors. Wow. Here's Stefan Edberg's girlfriend, Annette. Good name for a tennis player's girlfriend.
Annette Olsen.
Get it?
Edberg holds on and had a little trouble winning his serve, but he's ahead 2 games to love. Best of 3 sets, semi-final, final on Sunday will be best of 5 sets. The only match to be played best of 5 in the tournament. Sanchez trailing, love 2 will serve. Edberg's already won Indian Wells this year. Last year he won the Masters, of course, in an outstanding display in New York, and the Japan Open.
Whoa, is he lucky he got away with that? Really popped up that drop volley and gave Edberg time for the swing.
More than that, though, Edberg was a finalist at Wimbledon and the French Championships. Cheng beat him at the French. Becker at Wimbledon.
Emilio Sanchez and Javier Sanchez play very much alike off the ground. It's a very quick motion, a lot of racket speed, and they jerk up over the ball. That one, though, he mistimed a bit and pulled it wide.
Good court coverage from Sanchez. He's going to have to attack the net, because if he doesn't, Edberg's going to take it away from him. He doesn't want to be playing on his heels all night. So you'll see him attack more than he would normally. 30-15. Thing that helps Stefan Edberg, that has hurt him for the duration of this term, is the fact that tonight, while he doesn't like playing under lights, there's no wind, and that's, or very little wind relatively, and that's going to help him.
Done by Sanchez. That first serve go long. Clocked in at 112 miles an hour. You don't expect from a guy who's only about 5'10" to be able to produce this kind of power. And off the second serve, he still makes his way to net. It's admirable against a man like Edberg, especially, who's trying to chip and charge himself.
Top spin lob is good. Sanchez knew at the minute that Edberg hit it. It's a helpless feeling, because there's no way to defend against it. Kind of look at it going over your head and you say, doggone it. I know it's a winner as he's hit it, and what can I do? Deuce.
Was played so well that Edberg, all 6'2" of him, he still couldn't chase this down. See, he undercut it. He spun it right over the man's racket.
A lot of pressure on him when he misses the first serve, because he knows Edberg's going to jump on it. And Edberg calling for a towel. He missed it. Sanchez is on the scoreboard. Edberg with the break. 2-1 first set.
the backhand.
I don't see the 4% time. You two are becoming calm. Downtown Miami at nighttime. Our coverage of the second semi-final of the men's singles is coming to you from Key Biscayne, and our camera, as you can see, reaches downtown Miami without any problem at all, and then we segue, as they say, into this stadium, which is packed tonight for the semi-final. They're watching Edberg with the 2-game-to-1 lead and a serve break, playing Sanchez of Spain, both 24 years old. Sanchez lives in Barcelona.
As fast as Emilio Sanchez is, and he did a great job to chase down the little drop volley. Once he got it to Edberg, he was still in control, Stefan. He hoisted it over his head. He tried to chase it down. It was too well done. Good game.
He's like a bulldog. He just keeps plugging away, and finally gets your attention. But I'm not sure that he's going to be able to get it just as much as he needs it tonight against Edberg. This is game point for Edberg. Yo. Edberg wins here. We'll set up a rematch of the last championship that they played in Indian Wells between Agassi and Stefan Edberg, won by Edberg, but 4 close, absorbing sets. Edberg. Emilio Sanchez won his first hardcourt tournament earlier this year in New Zealand, beating Richie Renberg in the final. 5-7. He lost to Agassi in Indian Wells. Why Sanchez is going to have to try to get to the net as quickly as he can. Watch.
Yeah, Edberg is such a forward thinker, and he's just trying to hit everything to get him in.
He's in a lot of trouble. 3 break points for a second break. Edberg 4-1 would serve here in the first set.
Again, any chance Edberg has to dance into the net, he does it, and so well. Beautiful backhand, draws a short ball, and climbs all over it. Instinctively, he's just so much better suited to this surface than his opponent.
It's been easy so far for the number 3 seed, isn't it? It's 4-1 first set.
Semis of the Dubs with Ron Fairbank.
Semi-final, Edberg with 2 breaks leads it 4-1 at the Lipton for this year. The winner will play best of 5 sets in the final on Sunday against Andre Agassi. Kitzbühel, Austria is one of the world's most beautiful cities. As you look at the first set, Edberg 94% against Sanchez's 60.
He's missed only 1 serve in 17. 1 first serve. That had been the question mark going in. Poor Sanchez isn't getting a good look at a second ball at all.
Sanchez had a big week in Kitzbühel last year, beat Martin Heite in the final, and his brother Javier in the semis.
Emilio's sister, Arancha, is already in Houston for the Virginia Sims of Houston. She's watching on. They've been talking to each other all week. Very excited for both her brothers at the Lipton.
She's not too excited about events here at this point, I'm sure. Being overpowered by Edberg, 4-1, 30 love. That's his second double fault, but few and far between from Edberg tonight. Again, not that much wind. That helps the man you're looking at, Edberg.
Time and again tonight, that one has worked for him so well. And he can just keep going to it. He can just keep mining that until his luck changes. There's no reason not to keep steering right at Sanchez's backhand.
Not that taller guy, Sanchez, and he's not as strong as, for example, Hlasek. It wasn't as easy for Edberg to attack that side. Hlasek come through the ball and whack it back, and Sanchez really doesn't have that facility, and that's why he's been so badly crushed so far. 12 or 14 points.
Fans are trying to get Sanchez going now.
1-5.
Even on the approach, he went high to the Sanchez backhand. There's just no way Emilio can get a lot of power up there.
Yeah, look at that. He was 2 feet at least in the air when he made contact. The guy is a super athlete.
This is easily the best tennis Edberg has played. Again, drove this one down, got a lob for it, and handled the toughest shot in the business. Spiked it.
Love 30. Sanchez saying that just a second. Not going to run that one down as he's playing superhuman tennis at the moment. Edberg. Sanchez on the board in this game anyway, but only just in the match. 1-5 and 15-30. Yeah, they're trying to get Sanchez worked up. It's not his fault what's happening out there. It's just a great play at this point of Edberg. Look at that. Still set point. Somebody saying mercy. That's his favorite shot, that twist. Topspin forehand.
It's a nice one, an inside-out forehand off a short ball.
Another set point for Edberg. Problem is he has to come into the net, because if he doesn't, Edberg's going to take it away from him. He's not comfortable doing that. I mean, he, you know, depending on who he's playing against, of course, he can get away with it sometimes. But boy, to have to do it all the time is what's causing him problems. Third set point. The other problem for Sanchez is that that big kicking serve of his doesn't bother Edberg as much as it does a guy who's trying to hit the big backhand either through it or with topspin. He just slices it back, and the timing you need for that shot is not nearly as difficult as it is for the other. Deuce.
Edberg's just taking that serve real early and sliding in behind it. Every time Sanchez looks up, he sees his face.
To hate either, is it? He's such a nice, gentle person. 6-1 easily at Edberg first set. do a strip tap dance? Folks thought they were going to, well, match started late, so they're all right. Edberg, of course, spent some time in London, still has a place in Vasta, Sweden, which is where he was born. As I look at him in isolation.
Just looking to come forward. Off the forehand, off the backhand, and he closes so close to the net, as you can see.
Hits the forehand volley a lot later than he does the backhand volley, Mary, but he's got such a good reach, and he's so close to the net when he hits it that it just is a great shot, both of them, in fact. But as you can see on the backhand side, he hits it way out front. It's perfect technically. And that's textbook stuff.
Elegant.
Yeah. Moving forward, as you said, racket head up, firm wrist, it's all just perfect.
Real high toss on the serve, and all the body comes with him. See how close it brings him right into the net. He's got such good lean on it.
See, that's behind the first serve, and by the time he hits the ball, he's 3 feet or 3 steps inside the serve line.
He's got a nice lead. His toss is a nice leading toss, too. So as he reaches out for it, he's already moved into the net. Right there. Look at that. Just on his follow-through, he's already yards in. Tennis for the gods right now from Stefan Edberg.
Sanchez taking a break. He's back there, toweling off. A little bit of extra time thinking about this thing. Not sure there's a solution. That's the start. He puts his arms up as if to say, see, I got one. Game point. Edberg 1 set, and the first game of the second set. He's cruising in the semifinal. How can we, let's see. I want to see forehand ISO from the side of Edberg. Yeah.
That first set was so pretty for Edberg. He's serving at nearly 90%. He's making very few errors. Oh, well, not very few, but the winners are far outweighing them, especially because Sanchez isn't even close number-wise, and Sanchez has already been broken 3 times.
I think Dr. Leo Levin's in a bad mood today, giving 10 errors to Edberg. I haven't seen them. Obviously, they're there, but you sure don't remember it, do you?
He's just playing with such sweep, Cliff. I mean, this has just been a serve and volley clinic, and poor Sanchez has been a punching bag. He just keeps feeding Edberg winners, it seems.
Crowd are all behind Sanchez now. They'd like to see this thing go just a little longer. 36 minutes, and we're one set in the second game of the second set already. Oh, he closed the gap but didn't make the volley this wide. It's 30 low. Doesn't hurt from his standpoint, Edberg's that is, that Lendl and Beck are both out of this tournament. He has focused very well, both Lendl and Edberg, little suspect in the desired department during the Lipton.
Lendl and Becker, yeah. And Lendl came right out and said it in no uncertain terms. He was honoring an old contract. He felt obligated to be here, but he came with something much less than 100% conviction to win the title. The same could be said for Boris Becker as well.
He at least didn't say it.
Yeah, but he did mention something about his mind not being around, and he was.
But he never said anything about like he didn't want to be here, which is what Lendl said. And I wish he wouldn't. It doesn't do justice to all the great championships that are not Grand Slam events. (30-15).
That was a nice close from Sanchez. He got all over this net. That had to stop himself, actually. It's a good idea for Sanchez to start coming in more in set two. Obviously, he can't stay back. But he's got to know that Edberg is very swift around the court as well and will chase down approach shots and volleys for that matter.
And he's reached to that, and you got a double whammy. But Sanchez holds on, so he's got on the board here in the second set. One game more. First set though to Edberg easily 6-1. Agassi earlier today over Jay Berger in 3 sets. First set to Berger, and then Agassi 1-1.
When I asked Andre earlier today who he'd rather play in the final, the serve and volley or the baseliner, he said he wanted to get back at Stefan Edberg because at Indian Wells, last tournament they both played in, it was Edberg over Agassi in 4.
Nice to hear that kind of talk, isn't it? You'd think it'd say Sanchez, because of course he has a much better chance of winning the tournament playing against Sanchez in the final. But he'd rather win it against the best. 30 low.
since the first service game, since Edberg's first service game of the match, where he had 3 break points against him. He has now won 18 of the last 21 points on his serve. Utter control. There's another one.
Kind of handles in and puts it away with ease. 2-1 second set.
Can you hand this to the Aussies?
Night matches are a feature of things here at the Lipton every year. Lights are actually outstanding. Players do not complain about not being able to see the ball here, kind of like playing at Flinders Park in Melbourne. But it's not the same. It's 6 games to 1 for Edberg and 2-1 in the second set on serve. Sanchez wants an overrule. He's not going to get one, though. Richard Kaufman that's on the opposite side of the court to him. 30-15.
It's an important call for Sanchez. He'd love to have a comfortable hold here, because if he gets in trouble against Edberg early on in the second set, you get the feeling Stefan can just gallop away with this semifinal. That's a beauty. His second of the night, 93 miles an hour, right down the tee.
His aces all come to the forehand side because he serves so many to the backhand, it takes him by surprise if he changes it up. Game point.
Ball.
Good aggression this game from Sanchez, and on that last point he was able to end it at the net. So he's staying even.
And the crowd are enthused by what they've just seen. Edberg won the first set easily, but it's 2 games all in the second. Sanchez has already doubled his score in set 2.
The fans know that, though, that that's a stretch for Sanchez to do that time and again, that he's betraying his own baseline game to try to stay with Edberg. Percentages aren't good for him, but it's a gutsy play, and frankly, it's the only thing he can do.
First.
winner.
It's easier for him to return that big serve when he's in the deuce court here, because the ball doesn't get up and away from him, goes into him more, so that he can come through the ball like you just saw him do there. It's not as easy for him on this side. So that Edberg has lost very few points on his serve, serving to the ad court.
He's looking for any opening, Cliff. That's what's admirable about Sanchez. He knows that Edberg has outclassed him so far, but anything he can move in on, that volley, he chased it right there. There's the one where he was able to move in on and scooted by Edberg for the win. Very nearly gets that one, too. Little late on that one. And after a pretty good challenge of Edberg's serve, here's the bad news for Sanchez. Edberg has lost just 2 points serving into the ad court.
Serving to the ad court now, he has 40-30.
Make that 3.
Tough thing for Sanchez is that he knows that he's got, every time he gets a chance, he has got to make the shot. He's seen so few chances. And that just adds a little bit to the pressure of each opportunity. Game point for Edberg. 2 games all, second set. He won the first.
And again, Sanchez alert enough to chase down any opportunity he sees.
Good return to serve. That slice got low. If you can keep doing that, then you're going to have a shot against Edberg, but it's so difficult to be consistent on that shot.
Wide. Here's his chance.
Breaking his head, he doesn't like that call. But he's not going to argue them, Edberg, because he's had him in his favor this week.
A big one, a match point against him. Jakub Plasek, it sure seems, got burned in the quarterfinal against Stefan Edberg.
Break point. First man to draw blood in set 2 is Emilio Sanchez, who has the break, 3-2. won hardly but 2 points in the match with that side. He didn't lose another one.
It's kind of how life goes, Clippy.
Life without a win.
Yeah, hey, we wanted a match and we got one. Beautiful.
This is the Lipton Players Championship from one of the island paradises of Key Biscayne.
The break point, that last break point, maybe Edberg had gone to the well too many times going to the Sanchez backhand. He timed that one beautifully, shot it down the line for a winner.
He had hardly tried going down the line much. It's been a cross-court slash on the return in the main. One surprised Edberg, and Sanchez has the break. 3-2 and 7.
Be interesting to watch Edberg's next service game, Clip, to see if he's going to move it around now. Sanchez seems to have a better feel for that backhand return now.
One of the great things about Edberg, of course, is that he will strike back just as soon as he is threatened. So let's see how he plays this game. This is a big one for Sanchez. He's got to hold at all costs. Good court coverage. He wasn't expecting that to go cross court. But he recovered. Those points.
Edberg has had twice the break opportunities as Sanchez, 8 times, as a matter of fact, and he's broken 3 of 8 times. Sanchez has only broken 1 of 4, of course, at the last game. So Edberg has come back into his face right away, draw things even again.
Still break point for Edberg. Second set. Trailing 2-3. So Stefan Edberg breaks back. It's 3 games apiece. Second set. First set to Edberg easily, 6 games to 1. Players are allowed a patch on either wing and their shirts. As you can see, one of them for Stefan Edberg is Japanese Fuji, and he's very popular out there in Japan. They like his quiet, polite, kind of warm demeanor.
They like blonde personalities anyway.
Yeah. Plus, he's a good-looking guy. 15 love. 15-30. Oh, Edberg was wondering if the same thing would happen that happened last game when he served and got broken, but it was wide. Edberg now in front of set 4-3.
You want me to go downstairs, Brian? Okay.
Try to hold it together down there, man. If it happens in baseball this season, you'll see it on ESPN. Baseball Tonight every night at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. That's, of course, a live studio show. And then on Sundays, you can see a single game. Tuesdays and Fridays, double headers, and a single game on Wednesday. March 27th, the Yankees and the Mets. And on Thursday, the 29th, the Royals and the Astros live here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Edberg, 6-1 first set. He's ahead 4-3. Sanchez serving second set. Been the picture of concentration all week. He's had his ups and downs, of course, and he's had to win matches coming from behind, but he has stayed in every point, Edberg. And we're watching more of that focus tonight against Sanchez. It's 4-3, but 2 game points for Sanchez at 40-15. There's Gabriela Sabatini, second row. Sanchez's coach, Willie Alvarez. Front row. Sanchez holds on, even, 4 games all, second set. Won a gold medal at the 1984 LA Summer Olympics. It was a demonstration sport then, Stefan Edberg. Bronze medal at the Seoul Olympics. Game point. Stefan Edberg holds on without any problem. It's 5 games to 4. Sanchez serve to stay the match and we come back. Mary, have you got a monitor down there? Mary, do you have a monitor down there?
Yes, I do, but
You want to call the stat coming out?
okay. What is it?
You got me, babe. What's the stat?
Okie doke. These numbers aren't too surprising, really. It's likely that Stefan Edberg is going to come into the net 2.5 times more than Emilio Sanchez. Sanchez has done a good job, though. Anytime you're up over, I think, 50% at the net, you should keep trying to do it. But Edberg, look how he's been all over the net time and again, and 70% effective from there.
Well, Sanchez coming in probably more often than he would normally, playing against a guy who's going to take the net away from him if he doesn't. Natural a move for Sanchez. He paid the price on that point. Edberg, 3 points potentially from the match. Love 15. That's very good. He closed in very well. Got a beautiful angle, softened the wrist. Cross-court drop shot. Volley.
Keep in mind that Emilio Sanchez and Sergio Casal form one of the better doubles teams in the world. It's not just because of his quickness. He does have lovely touch from the net. Took his eye off that one completely. He was too much watching what Edberg was doing because Edberg was trying to hit and close behind the shot. Emilio just couldn't take his eyes off this guy.
Just wide for Dior. Would have given Edberg 2 match points. Dior.
For the first time today, the Spanish flags are being waved. Great heart for Emilio Sanchez to come up with this, to come up with that last game.
Pressured by Edberg, he found a solution, and we're even at 5 games all second set. Judith Wiesner of Austria will play Monica Seles of Yugoslavia in the women's singles final, and the winner of this match will take an Andre Agassi for the title in the men's. Sanchez hit the net court judge on the head, and he gives her a gesture of apology. What's this?
Oh, that was definitely intentional. Definitely.
She wasn't. I mean, she wasn't even looking at it. That's, you know how much that can hurt you. She should take those glasses off. Edberg holds on. He has a 6-5 lead here in set 2. He won the first set 6-1. Sanchez to serve, and we come back to stay in the match. Runner-up will take home over $94,000. We're in the semi-finals here, so the two players have already made nearly $50,000. Champion will take home nearly $180,000. Sanchez serving to try to stay alive in this match. Oh, good stretch.
The smash, the reach from Sanchez. Just tall enough to make it.
Just keeps the pressure on, doesn't it?
He got it. They had to cover a lot of room.
It's actually a pretty good first volley from Sanchez. He had gone into the open court, and he must have thought this was going to be good man. Not so. 2 points now. Stefan Edberg off this winning forehand. Now just 2 points from the final.
And a best-of-5 setter with Andre Agassi, who won in the semi earlier today. Over Jay Berger. Match point. What a point. Edberg had a great shot at it when this one hit the tape. Watch.
And Sanchez watched this lob with great good spirit. He faded back and said, come on, go after it. And it did. Please, he said. it was a premature call, but a correct one.
Deuce. Down the line, you can't argue with that. Over the high spot in the net, too. What precision from Edberg, another match point. For the second time in 2 tournaments. Andre Agassi, the best-of-5 set final on Sunday. And a first prize of $179,000. A very focused Stefan Edberg, unlike the number 1 and 2 seeds, both not sure about just how hard they wanted to win this title. Edberg in no doubt. He's in the final. We'll be back.